Okay, just a quick description of how and where the Mini Cooper restrictor plate goes. So as you can see, we have the Mini engine here, and the Mini Cooper throttle body is all the way down the back of the engine. You can't even really see it very easily from the top here. So the first thing we have to do is undo the airbox bolt here, and undo the airbox bolt here, and then loosen this clamp here, and then the airbox will fold out of the way. You can then, unfortunately I can't really show you without some light here. Let's see if we can get some light on the subject. There we go. So then you can get to the clamp down there on the throttle body, and then if we come over to the bench, I have a throttle body off the car. What you'll have are three holes, three Torx bits holding the throttle body to the intake manifold. So once that is removed, you can then install the restrictor plate spacing block like that, and then the restrictor plate, get this the right way around, then goes on like so, and then this all essentially bolts back up to the intake manifold. You can sometimes get away without the spacer, but as these have gotten progressively smaller, you have to have the spacer so that the butterfly can open and close fully at wide open throttle. So a couple of notes. You notice that this throttle body has been modified so the bolts go a bit deeper in there. Depending on the thickness of the spacer and the thickness of the restrictor plate, you may need to shave a little bit of material off of the throttle body here, so that the bolts are still long enough to engage in the intake manifold. Everything is plastic, so do not over tighten the restrictor plate. Do not over tighten these bolts going back into the throttle body. And they're a Torx bit. I don't actually recall what size Torx. It's quite fiddly to get to them, so you do need a socket on a UJ so you can get down and get to locate them. But essentially, once that is installed, as we go back to how this goes, and it can only really go one way. There's 3 bolts, but there's actually a couple of locating pins here, so that will locate onto the intake manifold and sit there, so that you can then try to bolt up the throttle body back on the car. And essentially that is your restrictor plate.